I'm still not over it, folks. I mean, spoilers if you haven't watched the last episode. I mean, when Sal's scoring, then you know something's gone wrong. Does make me wonder if we're slightly more prepared for the Premier League than I thought I was. Uh, no, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is obviously an anomaly. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. That said, though, we have played 4 games and we won 3 of them, so not bad going. This was a pretty convincing 2-0 late consolation for them. Essentially, Edgar on the 2nd minute, Alonso a minute before half time. So, yeah, quite a handy performance away from home. Let's not forget, away from home at Pride Park, 2-1. Really probably should have been 2-0. I think we switched off. And then Brentford, who we beat 5-3, 5-2 at the beginning of the season. Back to normal. And then very much back to not normal. We took a 3-0 lead at Crystal Palace. This is almost as baffling as the 6-0. Although they did get one late consolation goal back. What's particularly baffling is Shot scored twice. And Davila too. It's a good time for the Liverpool loanees, that's for certain. And Shot scored twice against Sheffield as well. At the very beginning and at the very end. Now, Crystal Palace and Sheffield United are 2 decent sides in this season, so beating them is quite profound, actually, because we don't actually have all that many teams at the top left to play. Sheffield Wednesday's in there, Leeds are still here, and Reading are up there. They're the only 3. I tell a lie, Stoke are in and abouts there. But yeah, that's the table. We've nipped back into 6th, just. Now, it is obviously worth just putting an asterisk on that because you look at 5th place Crystal Palace, who, of course, we just beat. They're on 55 points as well. You kind of got to cast your eye all the way down to Nottingham Forest in 12th, I would argue, with 49 points. They're 6 points behind us, and I'm pretty certain last time I really focused on the table with you guys, I was 6 points behind 6th place at that stage. So very, very catchable if any of those teams go on a decent run. What's going on at Watford? No idea. Now, at the end of last episode, we did have a bit of an injury to our primary goalkeeper in Dutra. I did show you the temporary replacement, the loanee goalkeeper from the Italian leagues. Turns out he's a homegrown player because he started at Fulham. Honestly, didn't realise that, but it does help us for the time being in that sense. Also, pretty certain this might have happened during the last episode. I already can't remember. I vaguely remember trying to butcher my way through the term damaged cruciate ligaments last time. Nearly did it. Nearly got there. So close. But yes, 9 months for Velasquez. Not great. Guess who also took a brief injury in the time you didn't see? Yep, it's our favourite injury-prone player, Tony Ebersbach, who is constantly away and back again. I might just change his name to Is He Back? Because I never know. So the good news is, as you've just seen there, Shot is in fine form, finally, with 4 goals in the last 2 games, taking his tally up to a grand total of 6 for the season. Madeira's still stuck on the old 10 goals, but our team is as strong as it kind of can be, barring the Velasquez situation, of course. Gironan's in goal, Davila, Borges, Edgar, Shaw, Wilson, Squires and Issel in that midfield, Madeira and Lee Tao on the inside forwards, and Shot up front. Now, this is our 3rd battle against Steve Bruce this year, which is more than I would like. Last time was a thrilling 0-0. The first time was the opening game of the season, which was a thrilling 1-0. I'm not quite sure why I've decided to bring you this match, as he perseveres with a 5 at the back system. Never change, Bruce, never change. But that all being said, of course, we have only not won 1 game all calendar year so far. Since the start of January, we've only lost that 1 game to Brentford, and that was 1-0. So we are in the finest of forms quite currently, which is surprising even me. Although currently, shot conversion seems to be a slight bit of a problem. Oh, we're having possession stats I'm so used to seeing as a Newcastle fan. Sub 30% possession. Yep. Never change, Bruce, never change. I mean, Nasel's made 60 passes, and that's all I can say about this game so far. I'm going to say I'm not happy because shot conversion rate is a 3rd on target, and we've not managed to make a single I'm going to say get creative because that's what's needed to puncture this this nonsense. You can't see it behind my face. Obviously, the formation things is pretty much just so I can keep an eye on their attacking mentality more than anything. There we are. I just held my breath because that was such a slow float towards the far post. Is it in? Is it going in? Is it going in? Is it wide? Is it going in? It's going in. Now, Shao's on the left-hand side for some reason. Squires to the far side. Lital beats his man, and it's faster in 3D for some reason. Borges has possibly suffered pulled knee ligaments. Now, he's the only defender not to have been injured really at any point this season, or suspended. So, I suppose it's his turn. Although, that being said, no injury warnings at all on the actual page. So, are you lying to me? Because that's what it feels like. Well, that wasn't a great... That wasn't a great crossball, but... I mean, it looked like a fine tackle in 2D. Aggression 12. Anticipation 13. Decisions 15. No instructions there. Why does he keep getting sent off? Also, can I get this back, please? That would be nice. Can I? Thank you. Oh, to switch Squires to ball winning. He prefers it anyway, so that solves that particular issue. And bring the inside forwards back, of course. No real reason to change anything else. We'll just come off positive and bring that back too. Considering they had less than 30% possession before we had a sending off, we should be okay here. I've not made any changes whatsoever. Last minute highlight as such. I might just make a change here. Oh, Squires has nabbed that and is now charging forward. Now, he can't play it forward because he was about 30 yards offside when he picked the ball up. Lital's there again, though Nacel's going to get on the end of this, and it's not a rare goal for Nacel. Xiao's tired, apparently. I forgot to change any players. Let's make a triple. 4 minutes to go. I'm just basically wasting time with a triple sub. 1-0, despite this thing. I don't really get it. I don't really see what in his arsenal here is leading to so many yellow and red cards. If someone can enlighten me on this one, because decisions is great, composure isn't. Is that it? Is that what's the problem here? Because his aggression isn't super high. His anticipation is decent. His tackling's good. So why does he get sent off all the bloody time? And because he's sent off in the FA Cup for 3 games as well, banned there, you won't see him in the Newcastle match, which will be tomorrow, either. So that's the rest of his appearances for this week. I'm going to say a good win because obviously Bruce makes it basically impossible to score against. I'm actually going to appeal this one because apparently it was harsh. It looked like a decent tackle in 2D. I mean, the appeals never work, and Nacel's man of the match again. Have I broken the game? They've rescinded the ban. I've genuinely never seen this. Also, Carter gets more money per week. I genuinely never really bothered to appeal, actually, just because it never gets overturned. And, well, I might be appealing in the future. You will see him again. After all. Not in the FA Cup. That one still stands. Didn't even notice that win took us 5th, by the way. I'm just curious if we've inched... Oh, okay, we have inched up this. We have shifted our way all the way up to 26-1. And Davila is the best left-back in the entire league. Which, frankly, isn't all that surprising, considering he's actually Premier League level, according to this. Luton, though, still massively overachieving as well. We're not alone up here. Brentford, actually, we're one behind Brentford, and they're up there too now. Sheffield Wednesday are 10th on the prediction list, and they're top. So, got to be said, a lot of the top of the table are actually overachievers right now. Shout out to Watford, who really aren't. So the good news, of course, for Forest is the fact that Wilson is available. My only concern, however, is the fact we do play Sheffield Wednesday next. So I'm actually going to start Lentus on that basis. Never mind, especially as we play them in 3 days, and then we do have Newcastle the following at the end of it anyway. So, and we need Lentus available for the Newcastle game, where Wilson is banned, definitely. And the good news here, though, is whilst I do have to just preserve Wilson for potentially the more important match against Sheffield Wednesday, Ebersbach is back. So there we go. Those are the only 2 changes. Lentas in the ball-winning midfielder and Ebersbach on the inside forward. That's it. Otherwise, we're identical as to how we were against Wigan. One motivated player, one more confident, one more motivated. Happy doesn't really get... Oh, hello. There's motivation and confidence. That's what we're looking for. A happy defence isn't necessarily a motivated defence. But Davila has not dealt with that. And 2 players could have just nicked that off number 7, and neither of them did. Davila ends up having to sort out their mess. Squires hours to Ebersbach, and for the first time, what it feels like in about 10 years, he's in a game live. Shot. I don't know what Shot did there. Madeira's on the end of this one, though, and Eber's back to clean up. Someone's offside. Madeira. So just keep an eye on that chasing pack behind. There's no real point looking at the very, very top on the league table here, because we are miles behind, even fourth. Well, I say that we're 6 points behind. Now the gap to Forest in 12th is now 8 points. Of course, we are playing them, so if we beat them, it will be even more than that. May have to look at the instructions on my ball-winning midfielder just because Lentas has just picked up a yellow card as well. Madeira, though, whips this one in. Eber's back's not there. Davila's taken a knock somewhere in all this play. Their striker runs past everyone. Gironan's there, thankfully. There's still 5 points all the way back to Derby, so any of these teams could easily pop in if we lose. But the only one we have to play now, behind us in that little pack, is Stoke, and that's the final day of the season. So I would presume that to be a little bit more sorted by then. Perhaps, who knows? It might be we might actually have a final day that's worth something for a change. Eber's back. It was Nacelle. This was from a previous highlight, wasn't it? He's got a bruised knee, has Davila. Yeah, he should be able to play through that. Oh, I bruised my knee. Can I come off? No, you can play through a bruised knee. You Pavlidas? Is that? No? Yes? The text said he slide tackled Chow rather than the other way around, despite the fact Chow was the one who got the ball. Very confused. Shot up the end of their pitch. Tinks it in. Madeira's at the back. Squires has got the rebound. Smashes it in. His first goal of the season. You saw Carter's last time out, I think. You've seen Squires' now. That might be his first goal full stop, actually. I will double check. Yeah, Madeira just smashes it into the defender because he's blind. And then Squires gets the rebound. Oh no, he's had one before. He actually had 2 last year, apparently. Is he only good at penalties? Is that why? Nope. Going well. More happy than motivated, but happy still helps in the long run, just not necessarily in the short term. Edgar, Shao, and a win's a win, of course. A win does leave us 7 points clear of those possibly furthest contenders, Stoke and Derby. Shots on the end of this. How does he not even hit the target? I know I complain every time they smash it at the goalkeeper, but still, that's quite an atrocious miss. Yeah, the position of ball-winning midfielder obviously has tackle harder on it in its own regard. Maybe I should play an anchorman. Maybe I should be playing anchorman rather than ball winner, since we keep bringing up the yellow and red cards from that position. Anyway, need to account for Davila's tiredness, and back to the game. Eber's back on a 6.5, is liable for a hoisting shortly. Read now. First start in a little while though, it was kind of expected. Litao on as, not that Thiago Silva, whips it in. Shot round number 34 and was bearing down on goal. Is switched over to Madeira on this side instead. Put back into the... Never mind. Edgar sort of heads it forward, but no one was really paying attention to the run of Jonathan there, who gathers it for Forest. Sibley now on that side. Dealt with. Why keep it in if you're just going to do that? I do believe that's just hit the corner flag and stayed in. If they'd scored from that, I would have been incredibly annoyed. Oh, another bruise. This time for Squires. They're like a jostling tray of fruit, just being bruised all over the place. That was a weird metaphor. Anyway, Nacelle, corner. I'll take him off after this. There's like a few minutes left anyway. Nacelle might take this corner eventually. He does. Waste of everyone's time. Pretty even game, actually, statistically. At least these statistics. So 2 thrilling 1-0 wins for you guys here. Clear-cut chances we did have the better of. Their goalkeeper had a 7.6. Ours managed a 7 with 1 less save. And none conceded. In fact, actually, Gironan saved more. Because one of their 8 shots on target, one of the 9 shots on target we had, went in. Hang on. No, hang on. 9 shots on target. 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 7. That means he made 7 saves from 9 shots on target. We only scored once. Where did the other one go? Because block shots are separate from on target. They don't count. Like, our saves add up to 8. They had 8 shots on target. That works. Don't understand how he got a better goalkeeper rating than ours when he actually conceded, though. Baffling. Good win. Forest behind us in the table. I will say that. Well, the mystery of the missing shot. Admittedly, I've been dealing quite a lot of the season with the mystery of the missing shot, if you know what I mean. 9 days for Squires with a bruise, who I can't even praise, apparently, just because... Anyway, we know what we're doing tomorrow. It's Newcastle. By itself? By itself, maybe? We haven't got a whole lot left of the season, in fact. Now, of course, Newcastle are not quite in the same situation as Burnley. Just double check their status right now. 16th. So actually, no, they have got dragged a little bit more into it than the last time we looked. So actually, they might be in quite a similar situation to Burnley in the fact that they possibly don't really want these FA Cup games anymore. On the other hand, by the time you get to the 5th round, there's not a whole lot more games to deal with at this stage. So maybe they will take it seriously, maybe they won't. Who knows? Pretty certain it won't be 6-0 though. But yeah, there's not a whole lot left in terms of the Championship. I would be tempted to bring you that Sheffield Wednesday game with it, but we'll probably just showcase Newcastle by itself, and we'll work our way through the rest of this season in a couple of episodes, I would imagine. Until then, ta-ra.